Hey guys, Todd here. Welcome to the free video update. Coming at you from Pompano Beach, Florida. It's the 21st, and want to get you updated here on earnings for Nvidia. I have to do some position updates, but I was just going to execute some trades live with you here, and then I'm going to head out to the beach, go catch up with the family. So join me on this little crazy journey. So I need to reestablish a position. I left 300 shares, actually a 500 share stop in Nvidia that I did not mean to leave. So in order to avoid almost 50,000 in short and long-term capital gains, I need to reestablish that position. So basically what I need to do is I'm going to put 200 shares on an Nvidia, and then I'm going to sell some calls, put on an option trade, show you XLK. I'm going to get you all caught up here. So come along with me on the on this journey if you don't mind. So first thing I got to do is I got to buy these 200 shares back, and again I'm just going to do that here. So I'll just go markets, fine. All right. So that's done. So I got 200 shares back, 496. I stopped out at 495 and 494, so that was kind of annoying down here. 494, 495. Okay. All right. So let me get you going on where I see the market, and then I also have an XLK position. I want to write some calls against, show you the resistance, and sort of what I'm looking at going into earnings. So here's Nvidia longer term. I'm thinking that we are in the midst of a wave 5 rally. Okay, so this is going all the way back to October 22, 1, down into beautiful 3, there's 4. We're now knocking on the 500 resistance level, which I think we will be able to get above, hopefully with a good earnings report, we shall see. Now, let me flip over to XLK, the technology ETF, get you updated there. Here's the daily on XLK. So what's interesting is we have 1, we have 2. There's Terry writing me about Adobe, which is another good chart. He works for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I am looking at a potential resistance zone here in XLK, the technology ETF, right in this zone right here. Okay, so you see the clustering from 185 to 188. Well, we're trading 183 and we're up against that zone. This is enough to say we have a completed 5-wave move off the lows in XLK. Now, I have XLK holdings right here. I'm holding 500 shares with 48,000 in open P&L. And I'm a little concerned that we might be looking at a completed 5-wave push down. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to sell some calls above this resistance zone, into the 190s to 195s. If I'm wrong, then we might have 200, 205, which is fine. That would be a pretty impressive wave 5. But this is a pretty thick zone of wave 5 resistance, which is amazing. And then, if I secure 5 of 1, we'll do a wave 2 pullback, and then we'll rally very nicely in wave 3. So here's XLK. I have 510 shares. I want to go out about 30 days. So here's 31 days weekly. I'm looking at the deltas here. The delta 30s are 190. And I think I want to get just above that zone. So what about 192's area? 192's is an 18 delta. That's not very much. Those are 70 cents. That's not very much. What if we got right to 190 and get about $1.08 to $1.18, somewhere in there. 189. That's a pretty big jump, but that's a little close to where we are. 183. Looking at the implied move, $7.35 for the life of these guys, which puts you at 190, 191. So I'm going to sell these 190s. Sell single. I'm going to sell 5 of these. and see if we can get the mid price, and that's filled. Okay. Now, we have NVIDIA. We did XLK. Now let's go back to NVIDIA. I just put those 200 shares back on. I also, I want to look at selling some stuff in NVIDIA because, the implied volatility is up right here going into the earnings report. And, invariably you get the IV crush. There's earnings, there's the IV crush, there's earnings. This is funny about the last earnings report. Actually, two reports ago where they destroyed forward guidance on the next quarter. They upped, their earnings. I forget what the revenues were, 6, 7, 8, 9 million. They increased or billion. They increased them by 50% in the next quarter, and then they did something similar in the prior earnings. So this most recent earnings report wasn't treated that well by the street, and I think it was in sort of a shaky market environment where I think the market's a little bit better here. But the implied volatility is up, and with those shares that I have on in NVIDIA, it's a little bit of a challenging wave count as to where we are here, and I'm wondering if we have some kind of wave 2 pending completion in NVIDIA. It's possible that this is it and the stock is going to rip higher, but I'm also wondering if, in line with the XLK that I just showed you, perhaps we're going to have a little bit of a sell-off. So I want to retain my core position, but I want to use that high implied volatility to perhaps sell some options in NVIDIA. All right, so I want to do this in the options that have the highest implied volatility, which is going to be obviously the ones that have earnings, which 101% implied volatility there. So if we look at this, the market maker move is $34. So that's roughly into the 530s. All right, so 530s are going to get about $7 right there. That's not bad. So I'm going to go sell 2 of those against the 200 shares I just bought. I'm going to do one more option trade for you as well. 705. Can we get the mid price? Pull in $1,400, and I got 705. Perfect. I also want to do a call butterfly, that if this thing sort of runs away from us on the upside, that we can make a little bit of money. So same deal, going out to the options that expire November 24th, just after Thanksgiving. I have a 510, 530, 550 call butterfly queued up for you. I can risk $240 on either side, sub 510 or above 550. And if we can get a move up to the expected move about 530, that's a gain of about $1,700. But what I want to do, I think, is what if we pulled that down to 545? That would bring my loss, if we sell off, down to 300, and bring my loss up to 300. Give me 1650 max, and then if the stock rips, I'm still going to make money on the top side. So this is a broken wing butterfly. So it's $20 from the body from 530 in the downside, and then $15 from the body in the upside. By buying a lower call, you're pulling in more positive delta, so it gives you an upside move there. So 303 to make 16. I'll bump that up a little bit. Risk $1,000 to make 4,800. Right. So I keep my 200 share position. And I pulled in 200 shares. I pulled in the premium, so about $1,400. So I kind of look at it, if the stock does sell off, I want to keep those 200 shares NVIDIA that I accidentally sold. So I pulled that money in. It's almost like I'm applying that call sale of $200 to the premium on this if the stock sells off. So the way I kind of look at it as a joint position. So I'll pay $305 on this, and confirm and send. 900, max profit is 5,000. See if I can get this off. Confirm and send, and filled at 308. Okay, hope that helps, guys. We'll see how NVIDIA goes tonight. Take care.